Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic and this is another reaction to RWBY. It is volume 8. Finally, I had the time to react and well, it's really hard right now for me going on YouTube because there are so many reactors that I watch that are reacting to RWBY, and I really have to dodge the bullet all the time to avoid spoilers, which is not easy, but I think I was quite good at doing it. So hopefully there are some surprises in, hopefully only positive ones. I mean, knowing RWBY, there may be a lot of tragedy, so we will see. Yeah, let's just jump into it, right? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, now. Oh, new intro from Rooster Teeth. Interesting. Okay. Was that supposed to be Cinder? I don't think so, but okay. Yep, there she is. A big grim whale. Such an interesting concept, isn't it? Like carrier unit. Follow the red line. Oh no. You are at the wrong place, I guess. Well, I? Wow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's not about friendship. Wrong side there. About being useful. Ooh, oh, nice. New stuff. Yep. It's all about her, isn't you? Yep. Oh, playing along, yeah. Oh, this all will fall apart. That cannot work forever. This group of people. I was so mesmerized, I forgot to write down stuff. I really like the new outfits. That's cool. Eat this. Nice character design, you know? The old guy. I like it. Oh, he's a fun. Ah, I didn't see the claws. Yeah, here are the others. Good one. I really thought that he would go solo, but okay, he's with them. Okay, they look more slick than before. No, a bit tinier but faster. Nope, no pictures for you. They trying to help where they can, I guess. Yeah, just hugs. Long story. It's always a long story. Is back now. Ah, him. And it's a trap. Holly. Man, she's just a bundle of joy. But I understand that. I'm not sure about the picture that was in the back. Hmm. Yeah. Sneak in. Oh well, that's much easier. It's not her fault, I guess. That was a bit weird with the cuts there. As always. Nep. Never. Yeah. Better watch out for her. I think she needs. She needs hugs, you know? Ooh. Upgrades! I'm always in for upgrades. You're getting a call? All? Nope. Nope, Polly. Oh, yeah. The Benny Polendina call. Can you explain to me why I call Penny Polly? I have no idea. Whoa, putting pressure on her. Processed. Ah, the council. Oh, not good. Did he just shot a councilman? Wow. Seriously. Better wake up, all. What? Can show me how? She doesn't know? I kind of doubt that. Intro! Here we go. Nice fallback picture. Yeah. Uh-oh. Are they having a fallout, the two? Chess. Okay. Yeah. Happy ever never after again. Whoa. That was a mean outro slash intro. Pretty cool. Can't deny that. I like the design. They really try to up their game every season so far, by bringing in new designs, better designs, constantly changing the outfit of the characters, which I'm always a bit split about. You know, it's the characters are in a specific way, and that's how I am grown to them, right? And whenever you change the outfit and partially the weapons, which may happen, it's a bit of, is this still the same character? But then what you have to remember, and I have to remember, is it's their show, so there is a change in the characters, how they feel, how they behave, who they are, and it is partially reflected in their outer appearance. So what I think I have to do is to understand, is it just a cosmetic change? You know, just because it's more modern and cool to look that way? Or may it reflect a change in attitude and the characters, how they feel? So that's something I try to look out for. But first things first, I want to have a look at the intro in the end of the episode again, because there was a lot in there. And knowing from the past volumes, there are always hidden messages in. Always. So, however, first things first, I like the 4 short cuts of the main characters here in the outro, showing in the Cape of Ruby, as example, her past standing in front of the grave of her mother, and for Yang with Zwei and so on and so forth. That was very nicely done. I really like it. It's a fallback to where have we come from and how far have we come so far, right? That's pretty good. What is interesting to me is Team Glover was shown then in his in the medallion, or whatever you want to call it, right? That he had, but it was not there by itself. I think it was given to them. There was like a hand reaching out and handing it to them. You know what I mean? I was checking. I can find that moment again. So here we are. Oh no, first things first, it was Ironwood, and you had the what to call it, kind of citadel in his shown inside of him. I mean, he's completely about that, defending this kingdom, which I can partially understand. And in the end, it started to burn. So it may be about his fears that it will burn. It may be true that it will burn. I mean, from what we've seen so far, I'm not sure if he can stop that. Honestly said, we'll see. Then there was a hand reaching in and putting that mark from Glover there, in a brown handkerchief. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's not him, because I mean it's pretty clear that he is dead, right? And possibly shouldn't come back. It would be a bit too much. I mean, it's kind of okay that he's dead. Weirdly enough, death is part of this world, and we have seen so many characters die in the past. It would feel wrong if they would bring in too many of them again. I mean, we got Penny back already, which is pretty neat, right? So and also being kind of permanently coming back. So it would be it would weaken the effects if there would be too many characters jumping back into life like that. His team, however, looked pretty devastated about his death, which is not much of a surprise. Interestingly enough, it was his team shown in the petals of the Glover of it, and Crow. So I asked myself if maybe he will join in with them, which would be very surprising, because I'm pretty sure right now he is the one that is blamed. Murdering him, right? It was his weapon, no question there. But they used it as a move over to him and Robin in a cell. Well, not much of a surprise there. And Oz being kind of, I think, mentally attacked by Grimm. So I guess there is a lot of direct conflict now between him and Salem. They are very, very close to each other. It's like a direct game between these two. So there shouldn't be much of a surprise there. We've seen, which I'm a bit sad about if it will happen. It seems like there is a split to happen, a bit of problem in one of my favorite couples of this show. So see if Ren and Nora are able to handle that. But clearly the intro showed something like them turning backs to each other, not looking at each other, both looking kind of guilty, looking kind of saddened about it, which is not much of a surprise, right? So we'll see where this is going. Oh, yeah, there. Oh, I just realized something else. I just had the scene of Winter walking by and changing her outfit to a no on her arm. We've seen in this episode that she seemed to have had problems with her hand. There was this moment when she tried to make a fist, I think, and it was a little bit shaky. And we have seen, before that we've seen Ironwood looking at his hand and arm, which is a robotic one, right? So maybe she will need some, I don't think they will replace her arm, but something like an additional equipment that pushes her power, that gives her a bit better control again. And she has like a weird shoulder pad right now, so maybe that's it. It looks, however, a bit more stern, a bit more harsh, you know. If you think at stuff like Star Wars, there are those black trooper suits. It looks a bit like them, just a bit. It makes her, however, look a bit more I don't know how to say that correctly. Not strong in a positive way, more like determined in a negative way. Very much like the way Ironwood is going. You know, it's like a little step into the dark direction. So it might be that this is a bit of... And she did not look happy, as did her mother, just saying. And Whitley looked surprisingly, and I like it, as if he's asking himself, where do I go now? What do I do now? And not in a weird way of, I will kill you all. More like, what now? It didn't go well, right? And now major thing here, however, the chessboard. So we have Salem on one side, and surprisingly, we have Ironwood on the other one. It's not us on the other side. It is Salem against Ironwood. And while she throws in all her grim, all his pieces just fall to dust around him. And I mean, it's kind of symbolic, right? Watts seems okay, so there seems to be a hacker battle going on. It's pretty clear that Watts will come back. No question there. And Penny. So, and that is one thing I clearly want to talk about in this episode. Penny Polendina. Apart from me mixing up her name multiple times, which I really don't know why. Or maybe I want a little pirate packet on my shoulder named Polly. I have no idea. I think Penny really needs help. And that is something I felt missing in this episode a lot. She was clearly not well. She stood alone. She did not look at the group. She was talking very silent. She tried to offer herself towards Salem. And everyone denied it, sure. She turned around being angry with her eyes glowing due to the maiden powers. She gets under pressure from Ironwood. You know, it's you who can save us or everyone will die. You know, it's kind of, it's all your fault, right? So she is being torn apart between what she should do for Ironwood and for the city, for the people, for her friends, Ruby and so on. What is the right thing? There is, as we all know, no right. There is no real answer to that. And I think what she needs is just someone to sit down and talk, to be able to express what she feels, what she thinks. And right now, everyone around her is planning. You know, everyone is like, okay, we have to do this, we have to do this. You go there, Penny, you follow along. Okay, here we go, go. While she just inherited maiden powers. It is completely, everything is weird now, everything is new. And she has to cope with that. One, she is in the middle of this split. Both sides are requesting her and are feeling like it is their right to request her. Additionally, there's still this small part of her being not a real girl that may be for herself in question and now got kind of changed into even more because you're a maiden now. So you have a soul, as Ruby said last time, right? You have a soul. But you know, how do you handle that? There's so much. And we don't know what it means to be a maiden from first perspective of anyone. Because those maidens we've met in the past were all, well, about to die within the next minutes. Well, let's say not the ones that share their informations even with their daughters, very likely. So we don't know if there may be memories attached from the past maidens or anything, right? So I think Penny is in a lot of trouble and turmoil right now, and they don't, and by they I mean everyone around Ruby, right? They don't pay enough attention to that, which I think is something the writers meant to be. So there will be trouble with her. Doesn't have to be in a negative way, but she needs help, and I think mainly she needs friends to watch out for her, to talk with her, you know, give her a hug, as we've seen in this episode being done to others, which is a pretty good thing. There seems to be new teams forming, which might be at the end of the episode. I mean, we know that they are being split up, so into different teams now, which we have seen in the past as well. And yes, Ren and Nora are being split up as well. So we'll see where this goes. We have an all-girl team. Okay, cool. Interesting one. Ruby and Yang are being split up as well. Okay, strange. Well, we'll see where this is going. And a lot of... I just realized that we have 3 huge floating objects in the end shot. That is interesting as well. I mean, there's Amenity Colosseum, there is Atlas in the end, you know, the city, and the Grim Whale. So, okay, so it's very much about a battle in the skies. And I think they are like, you could say it feels like there are 2 major parts and the option in the middle. You know, you have Atlas, Ironwood on the one side, will do everything, whatever the cost. And we've seen it this episode. He just shot a councilman who possibly is democratically chosen. Sorry. So we are on the way to a total military dictatorship, if we are not already in, right? And people, even those around him who are loyal to him, realize that now. The question is, what will they do? I mean, honestly and simply put, if those very close to him, his royal guard to say so, right? And Winter will just stop him, like take his power from him. He cannot do much about that. It's a typical thing of a dictator leadership. If those below you in this pyramid, all of them instantly cut you from power, you are gone. Because yourself alone, you hold no power. It's just if those under you follow you. If 1, 2, or 3 of your generals still follow you, you have enough power to put those against you out. But if they all would change direction, that's an option of hope there. And so we have Ironwood on the one side, Atlas floating. On the other side we have Salem and her Grim floating in the sky on the whale, you know. And in the middle, and I really like that, if you think about it, it is Amenity Colosseum. Which already in the past stood for peace, for working together. The alternate way, you know? The one in the middle. And we already know that Ruby and everyone around her is trying to activate it. It was nearly done. It's a bit weird, honestly said, that I would throw this option away completely by now, right? It's a bit... He totally changed his course. The question is, what do you do with Amenity? If you are able to start it, to launch it, you could do this idea of the tower, the communications tower. Generally, yes. Then do you request backup, help from the other kingdoms to come to Atlas and help? Which, from the perspective of Atlas always wanting to be the one like the world police and world army helping the others, and we're like bragging about it all the time, strongest military, we always have to move in to help others, you know, stuff like that. And then being the ones who are being helped. I think it would be kind of a shot at Ironwood. He would be mad about it. But I mean, it's about win or lose, right? It's about your life, so... That's one option. Or the other is to warn everyone what is happening. I'm kind of afraid we go for the second. Because I don't see how you can stop Salem if she really would be able to acquire the Staff of Creation. Because then you can create everything. I guess he has restrictions like everything else. So it's like only 3 creations or stuff like that. We don't know, we will see. But even if she doesn't get it, if Atlas is falling, it is a kingdom completely gone. You know, it's not like Beacon was bad already, right? But it was only the school. It was not the city around, it was not the kingdom. It was just the school, and Ruby was able to kind of end it. Kind of. At least the Kevin, I think it is, was frozen on top. but it is just the school and the area around, so there is still hope for the kingdom. But if Atlas is falling like we see it now, the city, you know, the main part of the kingdom, that's it. It's a kingdom gone completely. So I don't think we can afford to lose that. So it should be a request for help, and hopefully other kingdoms will join in. We don't know. We will see. And then we have Cinder. Now, whatever happened in this episode, the outro / intro shows something very interesting in my opinion. You see in the background everyone fighting against each other. The Grimm and Team RWBY and everyone fighting against each other. And you have Cinder just walking by while everything is kind of in place, you know, frozen, like they are stopped. They are busy, you know. No one realizes her. That's the thing about it. So she plays her very own game, and I think she plays her very own game against Salem, which might be a point of hope for us. Not that Cinder would be a good person, and she's very egomaniac. There's no question, right? There are two other persons who really want to be. Well, let's just be honest. It's just Mercury. Sorry. Oh, you know what I mean. Oh, it's way too early in the morning still. Cinder does not care about people. That's a bad thing. So Neo is clearly. I mean, it's only a matter of time until she will change. I don't know if she will change sides, but she will clearly not stick with Cinder forever, because she heard this time already more than enough about how this works in the Kingdom of Salem. And it is all about pawns. It's not about friends. It's not about cooperation. It's not about working with each other and for each other. It's just all for Salem or for Cinder. You know, that's your option. You can be a pawn for Salem, or you can be a pawn for Cinder, or possibly for both. So there's nothing in for you, nothing to gain. Yes, we know from the past, it's not about what I have to gain, it's about what I can't afford to lose. But there's just too much. So I guess she will leave this ship very soon. However, for Emerald, that was the name I was searching for. And I'm so sorry for her, right? She's clearly on the wrong team. She's someone who searches for friendship, who searches for camaraderie, who searches for somewhere to belong to. And Cinder does not care. Not at all. Yes, she may have saved her somewhere in the past, but it was never about her. It was about the goals of Cinder and Cinder alone. And it's a bit sad to see her struggle with understanding that, with coming to terms with that. There will be the moment she will. I think she will be one option to completely change to the other side, to Team RWBY, but it takes so much time. It's not an easy one, no question there. So, Cinder. And then Cinder seems to struggle with her arm, so the Grimm side of her is a bit of a problem. I think, and that's the thing here about it, it may be quite a clever option of Salem to control her. Whatever Cinder wants to do, she still has this Grimm arm. So being a powerful maiden and all, she is partially Grimm, and the Grimm are bound, it feels like, to Salem, right? Salem is able to kind of control them. So what kind of power does she have over Cinder? Just saying. Never used it, possibly. But I wouldn't count on that this does not change, right? So right now they seem to be playing their very own kind of chess game. Yeah, well. Okay. So I think that's it for this part. We had, however, in the beginning of the episode, this weird moment of a girl cleaning the floor. And it went over from this movement of cleaning the floor to the same movement of scratching with the Grimm claw of Cinder. And I asked myself if this girl in the beginning was Cinder in the past. I mean, she has to have come from somewhere too. We do not know much about her yet, right? What is her reasoning to do what she does? Where does she want to go? I think we may learn more about her, and it is about time. I mean, she's a major player, right? We learned so much. We learned about Salem, we learned about Oz, we learned about most of the companions that we have met so far. So, why not her? It's about time. It would be cool. I really look forward to that. What did I write down apart from that? Oh yeah, I really like that one sentence. I mean, in a negative way, kind of. You may be valuable as a pawn. You may be a more valuable pawn, but that does not make you a player. I really liked that one. From Salem to Cinder. There was like, holy shit, what a comment. Because it shows you so much. It is this view from Salem at the world, at everyone except her, and maybe us. It is this, you are all pawns. I don't care about you. No one of you. I mean, she kind of made it clear in the past as well. You may get what you want, but you only get it because I allow it. And all of the powers you get and the abilities you get are just tools for me reaching my goal. And that is the thing. She does not care. You can build up your kingdoms if you want to. She just wants to fulfill her own desire. And so everyone is a pawn, even Cinder, even with maiden powers, even if she would have all 4 maiden powers, she's still a pawn. A more valuable one. But not a player. You're not someone on the same table. And that's interesting because I always question, since we learned about the maidens and the background story of Oz and Salem, what is the power level of all those characters? We know that Salem and Oz were kind of equal in power, right? You could say they're kind of equal. They're very strong. We saw in this one episode that, honestly said, Oz did beat Salem. She was dead when they had their big fight. She was just blood on the floor. And due to her immortality, she was then rebuilt by immortality and was able to kill him. I mean, he was on the ground as well and bleeding and everything, so he was possibly about to die as well. But he did win in a direct one-on-one battle. And then she got back due to her immortality trait and killed him off. So, just power-wise there, Oz is a slightly bit better. But just, we could say they're on equal levels. And their abilities of rebirth, both of them, is what makes it kind of stupid to fight against each other to the death, because it's not forever. Then, however, it was said that he gave his powers to the maidens. Well, it seems like those maidens were kind of... we don't know how that happened directly. I mean, we've seen the daughters of him and Salem, who were like the first 4 maidens, but they got their powers just, hereditary. So they did not lose power due to that. However, there are 4 maidens now. How did they came to be? Did really Oz give powers to them? And if he did, he lost power due to that, clearly. I mean, giving away. Additionally, he granted Raven and Crow their abilities. However, he did that, right? And he said himself that it took a lot of power from him. So he is weaker. And we have seen in the fight Cinder against Oz. However, that happened because we never saw the full fight, right? That she beat him and she killed him because he was reborn. So that's an interesting thing as well. Ignoring stuff like that, maybe he turned her there and she is playing a long game for Oz's side now, which might be an option, but I really don't see that yet. We go with what we know, and that is she killed him. So a single maiden is stronger than Oz. And that's a problem, because he cannot really help much then. It's just his knowledge and experience that helps. Fighting wise, single maiden is on top. So, seeing that, I would say power-wise it is Salem. Then somewhere Maidens. And if Cinder would be able to acquire all Maiden powers, maybe he's slightly below. And then we come to the Grim Arm, which I said in the beginning, possibly as a matter of control to use so that she does not attack Salem. Maybe she's not even able to. Might be. Then we possibly have, like, you could argue Silverite Warriors somewhere there next, and then the different kind of hunters, huntresses, so on. Not sure. So, good one. Yeah, they have the plan to gather everyone in the crater. I think this is a death trap. I mean, I see the reasons. It's about warmth. They will all die when they're out there. No question there. And I can see that. But once the Grim flood in, everyone in the crater is a death trap. Because it's a death trap already, right? So possibly it's not much of a change now. But if you're in a crater, you're down and there's no way out. So they just swarm you. It's a bit like Zerglings running in. They're going for one of the terminals. I see there are multiple options how to do that. They are splitting it up in 2 teams, so maybe they go for both terminals at the same time. And I think seeing how which troops Ironwood has at his disposal, if they could make it seem like they go for one of the terminals and he moves in with his troops there, that would be a good point to go for the other terminal then. Just saying. Maybe. And we are about to get new tools. Oh yeah, well, we will see. I have not seen much of that in the intro. Except for some kind of bike there that Yang was riding. So we will see where we are heading here. Good episode, good start. A lot of new stuff, a lot of new dresses and gowns and foreshadowing going on multiple parts and sides. A lot of pictures in the background, which is hard for me because we learned from the past that a lot of those pictures often had small hidden meanings like background informations about characters, slight foreshadowing parts, and I can't be sure if I missed something. I'm pretty sure I did. But it is good so far. They all still move on in the same direction as they did before. Ironwood clearly moves on the same direction. There's not much of a surprise there. It's just that he's doing it out in the open now. And the question is when or if there will be a change in attitude from his special operatives, the AceOps, you know? We will see. That's it for me. I hope you liked. I did for sure. And I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. My name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.